Check, check, test, test. Well, what up, everyone? Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30-plus year video game enthusiast and industry analyst. And today for May 29th, 2025, I'll jump through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, other things like that. There's some interesting news I want to jump into. But morning, Ultronymous, good to see you in here. Ultronymous, I feel like you are actually part of the show. I love just one day in chat. I remember when I was talking about, oh, this isn't in exo phase, I can't get it in retro achievements, and you were like, just add it manually. And it's like I was so stuck on automating so much that I would never think that every once in a while, if I need to do something manual, that's fine, because it still allows me to catalog everything I'm doing. And to jump to what I was speaking about specifically, that's with this Gundam 3D battle that I'm able to have in here. I don't know why I never really thought about that before. It's like if something wasn't being captured in exophase, it didn't count, but I can add it manually. There's nothing wrong with that. So if we were going to look at what I've been playing, it wasn't too much, actually. Yeah, because I didn't play any DS yesterday. I played just a little bit of Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny Remastered. I think it was like right after work. I think wife was still working on something, and I was just like, you know what, I don't know what to play, so I'll just jump into this for a second. Because what happens is, it's a normal thing, and I think I like bringing this up when it happens. There's a game that comes out, and you love it, and you spend a lot of time with it, more where you're actually having longer sessions than you might have other games that you enjoy. And then when it's done and over, you don't know what to do next. Even side content doesn't have point to it. Like with the Gundam Seed Battle Destiny, the side content is like the hyper boss battles. For me, I just enjoyed going through the story missions in order as the story played out. But I guess what I'm getting at is, a good thing about Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Destiny Remastered is how easy it is as a game that you can just pick up and play. Just do a match real quick. Just do a little 3-minute fight. Get some, and you always gain experience that then you can use to. It's like there's so many mobile suits to level up, but really, anytime you play, you're going to be getting a lot of points to level up your suit. So again, I say a lot of good stuff about this game, despite it having things. Well, okay, here's another thing I want to talk about real quick, and I think I'm going to talk about it more on, Gundam Seed Battle Destiny. These names. Oh, wait, no, I typed in the wrong thing. I meant SteamDB, because this looks bad. So if we look at the charts, its peak was when it came out at under 3,000 players. And it's just gone lower. And I'm just sad about this, because I wanted this game to be the sort of blueprint for the future Gundam games, in the way the economy is right now, where these big budget or these larger companies can't afford big budget gaming because it just doesn't make sense. But I guess Bandai kind of goes the other way, and they do it like super, super low budget. But anyway, so that could be the other thing. It could have been low budget enough where this is completely fine. Because again, we haven't factored in Switch, which is huge. But it's not on PlayStation, which, whatever. Ultronymous Exophase also doesn't really highlight you can add stuff manually. The button is easy to miss with everything else being. Yeah, I actually was looking for it the other day, because I remember you said it, and I was like, okay, where's the button? And yeah, you're right, it is kind of hidden. Interesting. Battle Destiny is definitely starting to sound like an earlier entry in the Gundam Battle series, with the only extra being the bosses. Yeah, because other than that, I think the only extra is the idea that you can play the missions you beat. It's like you go to extra missions, and it's the same missions, but I think the idea is you can use any suit, any pilot. And then it does have, like, I think what it would have been the multiplayer, but with CPU. Because you can do these versus battles with. But you're right. It's can you see the player count for Switch? Yeah, so I would assume that would be more player, but um player count for Switch game. See, Nintendo doesn't normally release that. Or that would be Bandai in that case, but just kind of looking real quick. I love the Steam chats chart player count, blah blah blah. Does anyone have think for Nintendo? Ah, someone asked this 7 years ago. They don't want you to know that certain games are a ghost town. That's why I think sometimes we don't get this information a lot. Okay, but let's just to finalize this. What I've been playing. There's this thing called Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. And I saw it as a demo on Steam, and it reminded me of Avowed because I played Avowed recently, and to me, Avowed is personally the best version of a Oblivion or Skyrim. You know, those first-person action RPGs. Even though in Avowed I played in third person. Anyway, I tried out this Tainted Grail, and I feel like it's a low budget version of that, but it is pretty neat. I don't will I get back into it again? I don't know. I might want to show it off on the channel here to show people to see. It's like an indie um RPG. It had a thing where I equip something in the right hand, equip something in the left hand, and then you have multiple loadouts that you can equip right and left hand. You pick a class and there's a subclass, so it was like a fighter, but also I was a battle mage, so I could shoot fire. So, yeah, I had a shield. So early game, you get out of the jail cell, like a guy asks you who you are, and that's kind of how you build your character. And then what's neat is, I guess the prison is overrun by undead, but they're like bigger and strong. So you got to be careful. So I'm sitting there like throwing fire, blocking. And what's interesting about this game is you don't really know where to go, but there's always a place to go. Because when I died the first time, and then I was like, wait, where am I? But I just went another direction in the prison. And then eventually I found this crack in the wall or hole in the wall, and I crawled through and I went into this library. Then there's these hooded guys, not undead, but hooded guys with knives chasing me. So anyway, talking about it actually made it sound a lot more fun. I might jump back into it just because it's okay when it comes to like first person shooters or action RPGs. The thing I like the most is the freedom of gameplay and a variety of the mechanics. And this has it. And so keep an eye out for that. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. And actually, the Fall of Avalon. And I'm going to load up my Steam real quick because I want to get the developer name. And so, like I said, it's not like the best looking game, but it's like it doesn't need to be because the art direction really just works with the style of game it is. Okay, so this was made by developer Questline, publisher Awaken Realms. So this sounds super indie. Oh, there's another game that's called Tainted Grail Conquest, but it looks like it's I'm sorry, I don't think I can share this. It looks like it's a 2D or not 2D, turn-based game. So that's interesting. So it's interesting. Yeah, they've done some turn-based stuff, and I guess this is like a side-scrolling, interesting stuff. I love finding a developer that has some interesting games. Okay, and then let's look at the publisher, Awaken Realms. It seems like it's mostly the same. There's this free-to-play Project Sphinx. I tell you, there are times on Steam where I'm coming across games that I've never heard of that have been out for years, and they look interesting, but there's like too much to really go through everything. Okay. I feel like there's a lot to cover today, so let me pull this back up. And actually, to start, I am like super tired. So I this morning met up with my friend I've talked about on here. His name is Josh, to do some fighting in the morning, working out, training, boxing, fighting. And he's way more in shape than me. But what's really cool is how much fun I have doing it, because he's always like, "Man, you're so good." But it reminds me of just playing Jackie Chan, where it's like when we're fighting and he's coming at me, we're not really trying to hit each other, but we're trying to block each other. And I am so good at blocking. The problem is it's because I'm having so much fun and I'm so excited that in 30 seconds I'm worn the F out. So he's trying to teach me how to take in my breathing. Anyway, I don't know why I randomly brought that up, but I think it's because um, that was my morning. But hey, Jam Killix, good to see you. No, but I think more because like I feel like when I do something like that in the morning before I cover games, I feel a little sharper. And so I've been doing that lately where I do work out a little in the morning, but the intensity of today kind of showed me that yeah, as intense as your morning is, can help you feel sharper as you're doing other tasks. Um, so yeah, let's move on to news now. After that little side, well, no, because there was more to it because it has to do with health. And then the other thing, guys, is I want to show you something for the how many people are watching. So I went to the dentist and I didn't realize I had some issues going on, and I can sometimes you guys know I've seen it where there's a little bit of darkness. Now I actually on the left side got it all removed. I didn't realize what it is it's tartar that got up into the gums. And I think just when I've been recording videos in the past year, sometimes I would see that and be like, because I guess the way my mouth is, my bottom lip is covers my. Anyway, long story short, I think that going to the dentist, getting all that done, I think is going to be very important for my attention. I think working out, taking care of health or whatever helps the show be better. I'm more attentive, more alert, maybe more on topic because today I'm everywhere, aren't I? Okay. Cover the games I've been playing, what I got through this morning. Let's talk about some news. There's some interesting stuff going on. And some boxing and now I miss boxing. I also had the gassing out issue where stamina needs to be improved. Yeah, glad you're doing it in the morning. Power of exercise. Yes. Okay, I'm glad you see that. Yeah, it's one of the main things we're learning is I'm not doing a good job breathing while I'm fighting. Or like there's ways I'm supposed to. Anyway, he's good at teaching me that. So let's see. Yeah, having that energy. I tell you, as hard as it is to work out in the morning, I have more energy. Okay, and that's all for what I've been playing. Let's move on. The Nintendo Switch 2 startup screen has leaked ahead of launch. You can watch it now. I don't. Will we watch it? Let's see. What does this look like? Unless it's been taken down already. Nope, right there. Let's see. Turn it on and two. That seems like what I thought we would see. It's funny how like sad but not sad I am that I didn't lock in the pre-order. I uh, I feel like I'd be spending a lot. I don't know. I really want one. I want to play Mario Kart World. I'm still waiting to see if I get the email from Nintendo through the Switch program that says I'm eligible, or I might. Wait a minute. Might do an overnight. I don't know. Okay. Report EA obliterates Black Panther developer cliffhanger games and studio closure. So I think Ultronimus, you might have brought this up yesterday, actually. And then I was doing some research into that, and they were saying how EA has to deal with Marvel and Disney. I guess how it works, it's like there's like a 30% base cut they get, but I think when all is said and done, Marvel and Disney get 60% of their sales from EA of the licensed game. And I think what's happening is you have a company like Disney or Marvel with the big IPs are like, well, of course we'll have the big video game publisher make this. Big video game publishers have really bloated budgets, especially the likes of EA. And then what happens is they're like seeing where everything's happening right now with video games. It's like there's no way we can make up for this game. And we can just see these companies have been putting themselves in this situation and across industries. Hollywood, the video game industry is like, let's get as much as we can out of them until we can't anymore. And then, no one's buying anymore for some reason. I wonder why. So I think a Black Panther game would be cool, though. That's the thing, just because he's in, the Marvel Avengers, and that's how I see superheroes. Okay, so I'm not big into Marvel in general in terms of comic books. I've never really been. I've loved X-Men. Let me put it that way. I've loved X-Men because of the animated series and the Toy Biz action figures. But Black Panther is an example of a character that just the abilities and story is a video game. Same thing with the Falcon. Now, I don't know how Falcon is in the comics, but the Falcon in the Captain America Brave New World movie was a video game character. There was even a scene in the movie that might as well have been a video game scene from Sniper Elite, where he comes into the enemy compound, he sends his little Falcon to go and scan all the enemies, and then he's going around blocking with his wings and kicking people. I'm like, make it a game. But I don't know what it is. Then what happens is I feel like, especially the bigger publishers, it's like, let's make a game. And they're like, oh, we're a big publisher. It's a lot of money. Let's do something insane. And then it never really, okay, what are you trying to do? Because something like this, Black Panther, Marvel, if it was good, it would still be coming out. Yeah. Black Panther's cool, but I'm not quite sure he could carry his own solo title. Yeah, see, story-wise, I don't know, but combat-wise, it reminds me of just cool martial arts, parkour style stuff. Like, I guess that's how I'm seeing it. But yeah, story-wise, maybe not. Yeah, because I guess maybe he's usually with other characters. Because I think that Black Panther game, wasn't that going to have Captain America in it also, or is that something else? Falcon in the comics is pretty but he also isn't tech-heavy. Just guns actually. Totally different. That's interesting because that's the synergy right there. They could have easily tapped Saber Interactive and said, hey guys, with the Space Marine 2 engine, can you just quickly make a Falcon game? Let's make it gameplay heavy. Let's just make it fun about the game. Let's not worry about high-end graphics or story. Just take that's what they need to do. I thought the Black Panther game was Captain America. Oh, okay. So maybe that is separate then, and I'm just confused. The Amy Hennig game, right? Okay, EA Entertainment focusing on fewer franchises moving forward. This is interesting. EA Entertainment, this is after them canceling Black Panther. Yeah, as part of the decision to cancel the Black Panther game that was in development and shut down. Cliffhanger Studios. EA is also pivoting to put its attention more towards specific franchises. So, Battlefield, The Sims, Skate, and Apex Legends. So I feel like those are all really good franchises. Battlefield, it needs to come back. It can be good. They can make it better. They can make it stand out alongside Call of Duty. I feel like Battlefield is supposed to be different than Call of Duty. Man, I keep thinking back to playing like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. Those are actually pretty fun. I would play with my youngest. Yeah. Okay. That said, there's still heavy support for games like Iron Man, which is in development at Motive. Okay, so Iron Man is still happening at Motive. Then there's a Captain America game. Then that's the thing. These games are being worked on forever, and then when they come out, they're just decent because all the money was put into production. And I'm fine with quick turnover of a game being developed. It just focus it. And what I'm talking about is like licensed. Let's see. EA Sports franchises are currently unaffected by the new changes. Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about it, because it's like when a video game company decides to get into mobile. Sports video games is a different market than video games. It's just that there is crossover because both markets own a console. But those would have to be run differently. So we'll see what happens with EA. I think EA, I don't know the last cool thing I played from EA, to be honest. They re-released the Command & Conquer collection, remastered. That was fun, but I think that was about it. Okay, 3D Metroidvania platformer Maseylia? Echoes of the Past. So yeah, Metroidvania, you got me, but because I'm a Metroidvania maniac, I can tell if I would... Okay, here's one thing. One, it's 3D, so that kind of nixes that aspect. So now I'm just going to look at this completely as, and there's a demo, as an exploration game. Because if it's 3D Metroidvania, to me, that's just exploration. That's just open world exploration. And I like that. I like the way this looks. So this does have an art style, that I'm not super into, but there's enough interesting going on here that it almost has its unique take. Map progress. In progress. This is the type of stuff I like to see. Wow. Okay. So there is a demo for this. I just I don't know if I want to. You know what? Let me do it. Let me install while I'm streaming. Might as well test it out. Meld has been so awesome for me this whole time. Okay. Let me get back to my screen. And let's move on. Someone posted Switch 1 SDev developer kit NAND dumps. Posted on 4chan today with someone posting all the NAND dumps for Switch 1 developer kit. Not sure what can be done with these files, but the console they come from is dying, so recovery was necessary. This is not new nor particularly interesting since it's empty. The actual owner of this NAND shared the link a few days ago. This Anon is a poser. Okay, well, I guess this isn't as interesting, but I guess what I was hoping to find out about this is how quickly to get to, like right now, you can do some modding to get your Switch able to play emulators, whatever. It's just a little complicated, so I was hoping maybe this was related to some information where we can then easily do that. So, all right, well, we'll move on. Update on the rumor of the cancellation of marathon marketing plans. So if you guys haven't heard the marathon thing, it's insane where not only uh, the alpha wasn't that great, but apparently they lifted a ton of artwork that wasn't theirs. And then in recent days, Colin Moriarty had spoken out about Sony canceling marketing plans for Marathon. This followed the alpha's poor reviews, low morale within the studio, and stolen assets. All of this suggested a possible delay. Now it seems Colin had to clarify the situation. During an hour-long discussion about Marathon on Sacred Symbols episode 360, I said verbatim, I was told by someone familiar with marketing plans in the key overseas market that there are now no plans to do paid marketing for Marathon at all. I don't know if those plans were affected by what recently happened, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I remember hearing that. Me talking about immediately known plans in a single territory doesn't equate to, oh, yeah, that's a good point. He was very specific with what he said. And I do think everyone kind of took it as like global everywhere. So that's when I guess originally they said he backtracked. No, but he's pretty clear. So that's interesting. So that makes it seem like there's less doom around a marathon and what's going on. I hope it can be salvaged. It reminds me of that whatever that Sony game last year that got canceled. Like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that worked on this stuff and they want to see their art out there. And I feel like these games shouldn't be canceled. They should just be kind of, can you do some sort of like release where it's like the expectation of this game is it's unfinished? I don't know. Okay, the cancellation of Black Panther will not be the only thing. I've learned that around 400 more layoffs are coming at EA, the complete closure of Codemasters' main headquarters. Whoa. And that those developers will be integrated into EA Sports and a new Need for Speed already in development. So you see how it's really about narrowing down to a market that's not necessarily a video game market, but it's just a pastime market, sports. I'm surprised. Does Need for Speed still do good? I've never really played any of the last one was like Most Wanted, maybe. That was a while ago. Their soccer game underperforms and suddenly things get apocalyptic for EA. You know what? That's a good point because the last big thing I had heard from EA among the I forgot the company name. The people that make Titanfall, Apex, what are they going to be doing right now? Oh no, we had to cancel it. And behind the scenes, yeah, I remember hearing the soccer wasn't doing as good. And wow, that's a lot of, these companies don't really have any there. I guess I don't really know what my point is with this. Just, do we just see it where like EA closes and they give off their franchises? They were talking about franchises they wanted to continue to work on, but I feel like these companies just last for so long and just leave terror in their wake. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, various rumors from Windows Central's annual Xbox Showcase article. I'd be interested to see what's in here. So, am I going to read all this? I don't know. The show will also precede an Outer Worlds 2 Direct event, which will cover a deeper dive into the sequel to Obsidian's cult hit. I never played the first one, would be interested. A little goofy for me. Everwild is chief among these, announced years ago by Sea of Thieves studio Rare. The game debuted only with gorgeous art and cryptic hints at what its gameplay might entail. Since then, the game lost its lead developer. Okay, Everwild. State of Decay 3, that sounds very interesting. I thought the first two were pretty good. I didn't play too much, but I saw what they had going on. I could see myself playing a third. Perfect Dark. Interesting. Clockwork Revolution. And then more stuff about Halo. Okay, so this doesn't necessarily confirm. This is really just, yeah, okay. Various rumors, and then the guy says rumors doesn't equal speculation. So thank you. What a waste of an article. Sorry, the White Duke 00, but you really just posted people just speculating about things, and this isn't rumors. All right, well, all right. What should we do next? Let's look at the Battlefront 2. Oh man, Battlefront 2 is so good. I feel like EA or Disney have to figure out something about another Battlefront. It might not be developed by EA, but they need to have that or just the current Battlefront do something where they, I don't know. Oh, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra by Skydance Interactive. Thank you. I hope this new Iron Man game is half as fun. Hey, did you play the VR Iron Man game? That was pretty fun. Geez, we wanted a game named Marathon, not a marathon of scandals. Ah, that's funny. Rising Cloud of Empires, man. Yeah, that's right. And I feel like Saber Interactive is that next one that's climbing because they are, I feel like, it's a guy from id Software, Tim Willits, and I really think he understands that game development that's practical. Okay. A couple things. I'm going to jump into Gigapocalypse because I've been wanting to play it. I don't know what it's like. I think that other game also finished downloading, but that might be for tomorrow. Let me do since. Why do I have trouble just Adam decide? We're going to play that new Metroidvania because I talked about it on the show and said I'm going to download it. Tomorrow, if there's nothing new, we'll do that Gigapocalypse. Okay. Created by two passionate brothers, Victor and Theo Abrasol, Maseylia is our heartfelt entry to the world of independent games. The game's captivating soundtrack was composed by Zach Fitzgerald. So it sounds like they have intention here. Okay. So far, wow. So yeah, we're gonna invert Y. Let's pump up the resolution. I don't think I'll have an issue with this. Okay. So I like the controls. Very snappy. Telescope. Is that just there? Does that mean anything? Oh, I'm collecting some cubes. I don't think I can go in the water. Okay, let's see. I just shot something. Oh, I attacked something. Okay. That saves the game. There's a fire. I do like the vibe here. What was the other game I was playing recently? It's almost like GMKLX, that one game. Oh, what is that? Ruffy or whatever. Where sometimes these 3D worlds, like if they have interesting art direction, it can really keep me engaged. Uh-oh. Is this a bad guy? Your father should have been back weeks ago. That's not a good sign. No, I don't need to do that. Okay, I gotta go look for my dad. There's a cube over here. Oh, okay. Scouts didn't come back. Okay. Small cubes are mana. You can only have 100. Didn't do anything? Okay. Walking in the air. It's interesting. Okay. Oh, now it's not doing it. Oh, there it is. Okay. This looks like something I can attack. All right, where are we going to? Interesting. I wanted to go up here real quick. Yeah, there we go. Day 1, they came from the sky and killed our people. Their station is so large that it blocks one of our 2 sons. We've taken refuge in this cave. There are 7 of us. Interesting. There could be some interesting info along the way. And then... oh, that's interesting. These little things. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out later. All right, let's just journey out. I don't know if there's any other cubes I gotta grab, but I want to get into... oh, here we go. Here's something. Butterflies. They haven't found the entrance to the cave. I hardly dare to admit it, but I've got new hopes. My son will grow up here, probably with no memory of the outside world. I wish he would remember his mother. Wow, I miss you for it. Okay, there's going to be some sad storytelling going on. Oh! Okay, that's poison. But what is this? Oh, I just used my magic, I guess. Oh, another save spot. Okay, let me get this. Did I get anything? Okay. Game saved. Poison World. Oh, Ruffy and the Riverside. That's right. I need to get back to that. Although... our day 492. Our scouts have lost track of the invaders. Seem to be... okay, there could be some cool... I like how the story's being told. It's like quick, simple little things I can just press. Oh, no. All right, another little save point here, and then I'll probably stop. So... oh, here's an enemy. I will say I'm intrigued. This is where I needed to get to. Where's the enemies as I'm walking around trying to figure things out? This game is intriguing. I think I like the art style in that it's kind of like what things sometimes do, but it's unique enough where it's standing out. A lot of it has to do with the colors. Like the character having that muted green. We have purple in the world. Those spiders were red. They're just doing some interesting stuff. I'm figuring out what that thing up there is. Unless it's nothing. I feel like it's something. Oh! Oh. Okay, they're like robot spiders, actually. Oh, did I die? Okay. Interesting game. I'm glad I tried it out. Not super compelling, but I love the vibe. I love the look. The controls are good, so... oh, well, now I can't unsee the Adventure Time. Yeah, that actually was very Adventure Timey. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. This was a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably try to play that Gig Apocalypse because I'm really interested to see what that's all about. But, yeah, we'll see. All right, guys. Catch you later.